Hey there, folks! Jaimetud here, back with an all-new appearance. You like this look? Well, I hope you do, because it's better than what I had to watch. The Simpsons and Paper-Mation, Paper-Vision, I guess this was cataloged somewhere next to Zombies' Lake, is an odd little experiment of a film that combines two subgenres that should never go together under any circumstances, and makes the case as to why by simply existing. By that, I mean fan films and environmental propaganda. In the wake of Al Gore's Inconvenient Truth, the world saw a renewed interest in profiteering off of people's fears of overpollution, leading the world into a Mad Max-style post-apocalypse. So along comes a cocky teenage boy with a video camera and a science class assignment to educate the world on this phenomena. Or at least his high school science class. The end result is something so terrible, so deplorable, that it would have failed upon turning in no matter what class it was for. In fact, it's never even left the house. That's right, folks. Today is a very special occasion on this show with the unveiling of something that has never before been seen by the public eye. Yep, this release is legit. Just keep the music down, otherwise we'll have copyright issues. Paper-Mation and widescreen? Wow, this must be some high-tech standard home camera. Maybe they should have Paper-Mation trademarked.
I'm all alone! No Marge, no Lisa, no Bart.
Sounds like they went out of their way to secure some spot-on voice imitators to go with this. And wow, is this animation stellar. I didn't know you could concoct a cohesive narrative by going below Crusader Rabbit quality standards. I wonder which of these 2 animation cells per character was done by this kid and which one was traced off of a character model sheet.
Homer? What is it, Flanders? Well, I came over to talk to you about global warming.
Well, I'm glad he didn't come over to talk to him about proper animation techniques. Plot Convenience News Hour interrupts here for about 5 minutes to attempt to educate the audience and crack a few lame jokes in the process. And as somebody who never really watched The Simpsons frequently, I'm at least glad that they introduced this science-y guy so I can know him by name.
Hello, dear citizens of Springfield,
Whoa there, kids, slow down. If you keep this up, you might blow your zero budget on menial effort. And an actual script.
This just in, people. The worst has yet to come. I may have to cut my losses and lose a camera member, but the polar ice caps have indeed melted.
Well, I guess we're screwed then. No point in doing anything about climate change now. Hey kid, prop that science guy cut out against the wood again. That was so pro.
Oh my God!
And that is sadly the most effort you'll see in this entire thing. Actually, I take that back. Looks like they threw in the kitchen sink.
Let's head over to traffic report with Arnie Pie in the sky. Arnie?
Arnie Pie in the sky! As you can see...
Oh, I totally believe that's a helicopter shot. Uh-oh. Looks like Wayne Zielinski finally got to Doc Brown's ride.
As I was saying...
There goes my car. Back to you.
Oh no, that was gonna be a collectible.
But... Homer, the ice caps are melting. You just don't get it.
Kid, were you really too good for Windows Movie Maker? Now that impending doom has come upon us all, it's time to discuss global warming politics while we await the apocalypse.
Besides, Flanders, scientists know for certain that human activities are changing the composition of Earth's atmosphere, therefore increasing levels of greenhouse gases.
Judging by how little even I know this show, I'd say that dialogue sounds pretty spot on for a derpy dad who drives home every day with radiation in his shirt. Maybe they should hire this kid to write for the show. Oh, and I hope you like this shot because they stay on it for a grand total of 8 minutes and 42.5 seconds. Yes, I counted. One of the most excruciating drive-by lectures on the state of the environment ever put on screen. I'd say on film, but that would be insulting to the medium. And to top it off, Homer, the idiot who up until this point is supposed to not believe in global warming, is making an argument for it. I guess this kid had to put his class essay in here somewhere. Oh, a cutaway shot, thank God. Now for the money shot. We all know there's a giant wave headed for Springfield, and I'm pretty sure whatever special effects this kid has up his sleeve is going to rival James Cameron movies at this point. Oh, I totally couldn't tell that he switched locations there to film in the bathroom, could you?
Ernie Pie in the sky! As you can see, I have found the 2 survivors dead. That's right, dead.
I really don't need to point out the obvious error in that statement, do I? Thank you for killing off a beloved cartoon family and trying to make it funny, kid.
Many years later.
I suppose they had to establish the future setting somehow.
People, I don't know who the heck is watching this, but this, my friends, is the end of a new.
Memo to indie filmmakers everywhere. You can totally establish a desolate future by focusing the camera on the ground while walking around busted up asphalt. Just make sure you don't lift the camera up too high or you might ruin the effect. Huh, I guess the voiceover wasn't entirely necessary. That conveniently placed sign sets the mood confusingly enough already. If the world came to an end in 2006, there would be no future world 2041 left to be destroyed. But that's nothing compared to the can of worms this next joke failure sets us up for.
You maniacs! You blew it up! Darn you all! Darn you all to heck!
I guess the tribe of the Chia Homers in 2041 wasn't so successful after all. Hey, it looks like we still have cars. The future can't be that bad.
And now, a message from your president.
My fellow Americans, as you see today, global warming.
Wow, that's a bad W impression.
What would happen if the polar ice caps melted? Shoot, I'm speaking British. Cut!
You can tell there's a problem when the director, writer, actor cuts himself in the middle of a take based on his accent turning British, but I think you're supposed to leave the outtakes out of the movie. This has to be the absolute dumbest movie on environmentalism I've ever seen. It's what happens when somebody with no skill or technological savvy whatsoever decides he's going to shoot whatever he can based on information he got off of Wikipedia, which would give any school paper an automatic F. The writing's poor, the jokes aren't funny, and it's a perfectly bad waste of 40 minutes. And that criticism is coming from a guy who tried to tie a garbage bag to a can of Sterno and tried to pass that off as a hot air balloon for his science class. Failed. If that wasn't enough, this kid was also so proud of himself that he created another video documenting how he made the movie. Because if we're gullible enough to sit down and waste 40 minutes on this, we're obviously too dumb to figure out how it was made just by looking at it. Way to talk down to your audience. The best thing that I can say about this whole mess is that this science class project never saw the light of day. According to the notes that I read, this kid's own mother took one look at this thing and said, and I quote, something along these lines. "What in the name of Rachel Carson is this? Get that hellspawn off my TV before it gets repossessed by the Greenpeace movement." Not too long afterwards, she bought him a copy of Adobe Premiere and forced him at gunpoint to make a better presentation, which, thankfully, he did. The only way this story could possibly get more interesting is if the kid was...
I'm working ledger. Don't hesitate.
Morgan? April Fools, suckers!
You just don't get it. it.
If you like what you saw here, I have a YouTube channel. You can check that out over there. Got a link. That way you can be updated every time I post a new video. I'm on Facebook. You can check me out over there. If you want to catch news on new episodes of From Pages to Pictures and Jaimetud, go to that page and like it. Also, under my real name over there, just don't bother me too much. Privacy rules apply. I'm on Twitter. You can look me up right over there. Just so you know, on Twitter, the same rules apply in terms of my privacy. Don't send me too many messages. I'll go crazy. And lastly, I'm on Blip TV. You can check that out right over there. Subscribe to me there for direct exclusive access to Jaimetud and From Pages to Pictures episodes, and other stuff that YouTube does not want you to see. So that's about it. If you like my videos, share me on Facebook, tweet me, plus me, and do whatever you gotta do on your social networking sites. I really appreciate it. Love you guys, and peace.